Wikipedia, the site that got me through high school and the world's most trusted information source, defines art as a creative or imaginative talent, generally expressive of technical proficiency, beauty, emotional power, or conceptual ideas. Or, in my words, the 2016 freshman cipher. So, what is art? The Mona Lisa? The 2-minute and 8-second timestamp of Kendrick Lamar's All Right? My neighbor, whose name just happens to be Art? All of these can be considered a form of art. But there's one form of art that triumphs the rest. One that only the most prestigious of individuals can achieve. It's harder to do this than graduate with a degree in eco-geomorphology. But anyways, that thing is the art of talking to old people.
Freaking way. You better be careful.
Hey, what for?
I can't even do that.
I've been doing this for years, man.
Old people, known for baking cookies, saying racist slurs, messaging kids, and smacking their lips while eating. But as a society, we are forced to have awkward conversations with these types of people. Conversations about politics, money, bingo, Ringo, and a common question arrays amongst us young people. How do you talk to these people? I did not grow up in the 1860s or whenever they were born, and sometimes they just be making me mad. Like, if one more old person tries to recommend a book to me, I'm finna book them a one-way trip to Diddy's. Anyways, sometimes when I talk to my friends, I think about the things we say. You know, the most recent literary terms to come out of the English language. Words like gyat, riz, blood, or Bloodington if you're fancy. But I think if an elderly person were to hear these terms, it would actually kill them. Imagine talking to your grandmother and she asks you what a gyat is. How would you explain that? I think I would be more concerned with why she's asking me that. Granny, what you be looking at? I know some people have grandparents that keep up with modern things.
It was busting respectably, few.
What about you, Papa?
Shoo!
Grandparents who know how to set like a phone password or who know how to clear their search history. By the way, every grandparent should learn how to clear their search history, cause I ain't trying to see no damn raggedy ass grandma trying to do the nasty. But even when elderly people know how to do modern things, you are not hearing your grandma come into your room and saying, "Oh my gosh, did you see the latest Kaisenot stream? He had ice spice on his stream." And if I'm wrong and someone genuinely has grandparents who talk to them about that stuff, then I'm sorry, but you need to check up on your grandparents. They are threats to society. Or maybe your grandparents are like mine, the polar opposite of what I just said. These dudes are still living in the 1960s, riding horses, hanging witches, painting on caves, or whatever else they did in the 1960s. But I mean, my grandfather really just doesn't know about anything new. He got his first smartphone a year ago and just now figured out how to download Kick Messenger. No, I'm just playing. He doesn't actually have Kick. My uncle does, though. But he really doesn't know how to use his phone. I mean, when I got my first phone in like 5th grade, I had already downloaded 5 viruses on it and won a free iPhone. And I still don't know where that iPhone is. But he's still trying to figure out how to send a text. And I could probably make a 10-minute video about my grandfather alone, but I really do got to get to the initial point of this video. Basically, my personal experience with old people has kind of ruined old people for me. Like, I am racist.
What?
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man.
Okay, now wait, hold up. I'm not actually racist. I only discriminate against old people. Like, if you're old, f*** you. Let me explain what I mean by that. The only exposure I had as a kid to old people was my own grandparents. And since my own grandparents don't know shit about modern technology, that means no old people can know shit about modern technology. Basically, when I was a kid and I had to be with my grandparents, they didn't know anything about how to entertain a kid born in the modern era. You guys don't understand the struggle of my childhood. I was stuck doing old people activities. Y'all got to play with your iPads. I had to play with my grandma's pad. And so since that was my exposure to old people, it made me think that all old people don't understand modern technology. But like I said, I'm aware that I discriminate against old people, and maybe I just don't realize that they can understand this stuff and be just like Gen Z, for example. But when I talk to old people, it's like I need to talk like I'm in the 1950s, because old people will be saying some outlandishly racist shit. Oh, wow, my grandson, I'm so happy you're not like those goddamn snapping pieces of shit. You're just such a good kid. Thanks, Grandma. But old people really just don't got a filter, no matter where you are. But I mean, that's just an example that shows the generational divide. Like, you cannot be saying some racist shit like that at our age. And to the kids who do, the old people love them. Some people are just naturally good at charming old people. Like, are they really charismatic, or are they just racist? Or there's the occurrence where it's in a romantic way. Like, sometimes I'll be hearing someone talk to an elderly person, and I swear they be flirting with them. Like, usually it'll be a waiter or a mechanic looking for a grandma to tip them, but they're trying to give the grandma their tip. Like, bro, is it really a flex to be using your best pickup lines on some dry cooch? But hey, young people will do anything for money. Just look at Bill Belichick's new girlfriend. You think he's with her for just her body? No! He's clearly with her because he can talk to her and relate to her about topics that he and her both understand. But I mean, probably also her body too. I swear, in those relationships where it's like an old celebrity and a really young female, you don't know who's the bad guy. Because one of them is there for the freaky and the nasty, and the other one is there for the money. Bro, I read this post today. Just read this. 69-year-old Raiders owner Mark Davis says his 26-year-old girlfriend didn't know he was a billionaire, and she was just attracted to his smile. This smile! Mark, my man, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. She is for the streets! But seriously, like, in those relationships, what do they talk about? But I mean, not even in a romantic way. That's kind of the question with all old people. What do you talk about? It's not like I have conversations with old people that last hours. It's usually just them talking to me and me being a good listener. Like, some dude will be talking to me like, when I was in the Vietnam War, I was a radio messenger and I relayed messages to our troops. And I'll be sitting there like, oh, nice. Vietnam. I think I've heard of that. I mean, I'm sure I could hold up a conversation with an old person if I wanted to talk about, I don't know, the political and economic state of the world.
Dude, like, oh my God, like, can we talk about, like, the
political and economic state of the world right now?
But most of the time, I'd rather talk about when my glorious king, Kanye West, is gonna get back in the studio and drop another classic. Which actually brings me to another point. Celebrities are a good way to talk to anyone. Now, I ain't one for no celebrity worship unless it's my glorious king, Kanye West. Please, Kanye, just pick up the 808. I'll forgive everything. But you can bring up celebrities, and old people will usually have an input, good or bad, on one.
Ooh.
She's awful.
Awful woman.
I agree, yeah.
And she's a whore.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Nicki Minaj? Yeah, that's the girl with the fat ass. Drake? Yeah, that's the guy with the big... But anyways, getting into a dry conversation with an old person, bring up a celebrity. They will judge every in and out of that celebrity, because if there's one thing I've learned about old people, is some of them bitches do not know how to be humble. I'm sure it's because they've had many years on the earth and are probably wiser, but old people really act like they know absolutely every right answer to everything. They be acting like their solution will fix absolutely every problem you have in life, and it'll be something completely irrelevant, like WD-40. Oh, your car's not running? Put some WD-40 on that. Your shoes aren't tying? Oh, you can use some WD-40. Oh no, you got broken up with? Well, quit being such a bitch and put some WD-40 on it. No! The thought process of an old person. Like, if you're younger, you can't have more knowledge than them. Then it gets weird when you're put in a situation where you're equal to an old person. A good example of this is when you have an old person as a coworker. I used to work at a retail store, And I had coworkers that were 60 plus years old. I'm not gonna lie, some of them were chill. Usually the ones that sold drugs on the side. But I mean, when I was 16, it was just kind of weird to have the same exact position as someone who was 60. And I don't mean this with no disrespect to any old people working those minimum wage jobs. Why are you there, bro? Like, bro, it'd be ruining my day when I see an old person working retail. Like, I feel bad, bro. You're 60 years old. Why are you not having a 401k and a white picket fence? You should be with your children right now, not getting my bags at Walmart. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I wish I was rich, but I also would not be a good rich person. If I seen an old person working at Walmart, I'd have to give them money, bro. I can't see that. I can't look at that sight. It's too depressing. But to finish this video, if you really want to learn how to talk to old people, it's really simple. Just be racist. Also, this isn't related to the video, but I just want to say I made this YouTube channel 2 weeks ago, and oh my gosh, I did not expect to get the amount of views, likes, comments, and subscribers from my last video. So if you came here from my last video, I just want to say thank you. So as a thank you for 200 subscribers, I'm going to go ahead and give all of you a special gift. If you could go in the comments and leave your credit card information, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a special gift. Thank you.